you ever tried so hard to make something work, only for it to fall apart right in front of you? Like the universe just shrugged and said, "Nice try, buddy." What if I told you that the best things in life don't come from control? They come from something deeper. Today, I'm going to share how letting go actually changed my life and how you can unlock more peace, purpose, and positivity, starting now. Welcome to Positivity Perks, where we turn daily thoughts into daily breakthroughs. Let's dive in. Let me confess something up front. I am a semi-reformed control freak. Like full-blown to-do list, checking the clock every 5 minutes level of controlling. I used to believe that if I could just manage every single detail of my life, down to when I wash my socks and how many almonds I eat, I'd be guaranteed happiness, success, maybe even abs. Spoiler, I got none of the above, and I now avoid almonds entirely. What I did get, though, was a fast-track ticket to burnout and disappointment. You know that moment when your car GPS starts rerouting and you feel personally betrayed even though the satellite in space is literally trying to help you? That was me with life. I'd get frustrated when plans didn't go my way, even though I had no idea what was really waiting around the corner. The job I didn't get, thank God. About 20 years ago, I poured my entire soul into applying for a job I knew was meant for me. You know that feeling when something feels so right? You already start planning what your email signature is going to look like? That was me. I bought a new shirt for the interview and practiced answers to questions that never even got asked. I crushed the interview, sent the follow-up email, waited, and waited some more. Nothing. When I got the rejection, I genuinely thought the universe had made a mistake. Like, "Excuse me, life? I think you hit the wrong button. Try again." Here's where it gets wild. Just a few weeks later, I got an unexpected call from someone I met years before. They had a job opening that hadn't even been posted yet. The role? Remote, higher pay, flexible hours. Oh, and they wanted me, like actually excited to bring me on board. No need to perform a magic trick in the interview or prove I could walk on water. They saw me, valued me. It felt easy, aligned. That moment changed everything. Not just because I got the job, but because it showed me that when I stopped trying to bulldoze my way into my plan, I made space for a better one. The mental wrestling match, faith versus control. Let me ask you something. When was the last time you truly let go of control? I don't mean giving up or being passive. I mean actually letting go, releasing the death grip on the steering wheel of life, and trusting that something good is still on the way. It's not easy, especially when we live in a culture that screams, "Hustle harder, grind 24/7, sleep is for the weak." Meanwhile, I'm over here half asleep with a Red Bull in one hand and a YouTube playlist of motivational speeches blaring in my headphones, still feeling like I'm behind. But here's the truth I had to swallow. Not everything is meant to be in your control. And that's not weakness, that's wisdom. Faith is a choice, a muscle, one you've got to train, especially on days when your life looks nothing like your vision board. It's trusting that the silence doesn't mean no, it just means not yet. And favor? Favor is when blessings hit your life you didn't hustle for, didn't expect, and definitely didn't have on your 5-year plan. It's divine, it's wild, it's real, but it only shows up when you give it room. You can't micromanage miracles. This is the part where I lovingly call myself out, and maybe you too. We try to micromanage miracles. We want the good stuff, but we also want to supervise it, as if we're going to peek over God's shoulder like, "Hey, just checking in. Do you need help being all-knowing today?" We want the favor, but we also want the tracking number and a guaranteed delivery date. I used to think if I did everything right, life would reward me on my timeline, like it was some kind of vending machine. Insert effort, get outcome. But life is more like ordering from an online store overseas. You get the confirmation, and then silence. Maybe some random tracking info in a different language. But eventually the package shows up. Sometimes not in the box you expected, but with everything you needed inside. There's a strange peace that comes when you finally stop trying to control every outcome and just believe in the process. Not in some fluffy, unrealistic way, but in a deeply grounded, spiritual, I don't know how this ends, but I know I'm not abandoned kind of way. What if it's actually working because you let go? One of the biggest mindset shifts I ever had was realizing that things started falling into place, not when I hustled harder, but when I stopped trying to force things. I let go of a toxic relationship that I kept trying to fix with duct tape and deep talks. I let go of business ideas that I only clung to because they looked good on Instagram. I let go of timelines that were making me miserable. And every time I released something I was white-knuckling, something better stepped in. Now don't get me wrong. I'm not saying sit on your couch, eat nachos, and wait for favor to rain down like Oprah's giveaways. Stop worshiping control and start honoring alignment. There's a difference between chasing and attracting. One drains you, the other empowers you. Lessons I learned the awkward way. So, if you're reading this right now thinking, okay, dude, but what does letting go actually look like in my life? I've got you. Here are a few lessons I learned the awkward but effective way. First, let go of timelines. Life doesn't care if you're 30 and still figuring it out. It cares if you're present. Trust me, purpose doesn't expire. Second, let go of toxic people. If someone constantly makes you feel like you're not enough, stop auditioning for their approval. You're not a circus act. Side note, this includes family. Third, let go of perfection. Post the project. Apply for the role. Start the thing. No one worth impressing cares if it's flawless. Fourth, let go of fear-based decisions. If you're only saying yes to avoid conflict or no to avoid failure, you're not leading, you're reacting. Each time I dropped one of those weights, I felt lighter. Not immediately, not always comfortably, but definitely lighter, like I was finally making room for something better. Practice of trusting daily. This whole faith and favor thing, it's not a one-and-done deal. It's daily, sometimes hourly, sometimes every 5 minutes when your anxiety wants to remind you of everything going wrong. I have sticky notes on my computer, reminders on my phone, prayers whispered during traffic jams, because I need those nudges. I'm human. I still panic, still overthink, still refresh my email too many times. But now, when things don't go the way I planned, I don't automatically assume it's a loss. I ask, okay, what's the lesson? What's the protection? What's the redirection? I remind myself that peace isn't passive, it's powerful. And real faith, that's when you're standing in the middle of chaos saying, I don't get it, but I trust it. Wrapping it all up before I ramble forever. If you've been stressing, striving, or spiraling lately, I get it. Trusting the process sounds great on a coffee mug, but living it out, whole different story. But hear me when I say this. The best things in life don't show up when you force them. They show up when you flow with them. Faith and favor are real. I've seen them work in my life time and time again, when I've released my tight grip, unclenched my jaw, and decided to just leave. Believe that I'm not too late. Believe that what's for me won't miss me. Believe that rest is not laziness, and waiting is not wasting time. You don't have to figure it all out today. You just have to show up with faith, and maybe some nachos. You've earned it. If this message encouraged you, share it with someone who needs a reminder to breathe and believe. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on the bell for more daily positive thoughts, motivational videos, and affirmations to power your journey. Until next time, keep showing up with faith, and favor will follow.